I've been trying over and over again to figure this out. And it always has to do with frequencies matching. Because if two frequencies won't vibrate, there's not a match. There's going to be there's no synergy behind the two meetings. So why the fuck can't they hear us? These people who live an alternate life than us, they cannot even hear us. So I knew that from a long time ago when I was in prison. I was trying to talk to fucking zombies. But what really took place, the biggest thing is when I started learning about energy, frequency, and vibration. Now, when I got someone to do a workout, when I got them to eat better, drop the drugs and alcohol, and sit there and converse with me in a higher level conversation, what happened was they could finally hear me in that window. But the second they got high again, or the second their fears started to arise of what life would be when they came back to the streets, they just couldn't hear me again. They were focused on escaping that pain, that place. And so this is what happens. If you look at the frequency chart, at the bottom is shame and guilt. The top of the negative frequencies is anger and fear. The very top of the frequency chart is gratitude, enlightenment, and love. So what happens is these people get in a state of perpetual fear where they're thinking of the future. They're projecting themselves into the future instead of living in the moment. When they do this, they create scenarios, which I used to refer to as imaginary evils. They create these scenarios of life not working out. It gets them in such a panic that they go use drugs again. They go smoke weed, or they do some speed or heroin in prison, or they drink because they don't like their current reality. Now, what that does is put them back in a state of guilt and shame, which is the bottom of the frequency chart, because they don't want to act like that. They just don't know how to deal with the fear that they experience when they envision a future that's not of their liking. So what you have to do is get them to act. If you get them to act and they start to work towards building the person they want, and you can get them with this clarity long enough, what happens is they end up in a high frequency state. In a high frequency state, no matter what's going on in your life, you'll always believe in the most positive outcome. That's the gift of high frequency living. You always know it's going to work out because it always does. In a low frequency state, you know it's never going to work out because it never does. You're completely blinded in the frequency that you exist in. So high frequency people, they're blinded with almost delusional success. They're like, I don't give a fuck, it's going to work. And they believe it so greatly that they could be so far from the goal, but they will achieve it. It's what manifestation springs from. That someone could truly believe in a goal so deeply, so long, and so often that they could bring it into fruition in the real world. That's what high frequency living does. And look what living in a low frequency state does. It does the exact same. Whatever you think about most will become your reality. I only thought about building the best me, building the best me, building the best me, building the best me. And then when I built the best me, I started getting little amounts of pay for it. And I'm like, whoa, this is dope. I can build the best business now. And this is a part of building the best me. I can get bigger and bigger, and I can access more people, and I can do this for a living. I can help more people. And it just snowballed because all I ever still focused on was me. And people think that's selfish. It's not. You guys have to just focus on you. Don't focus on getting the money. Don't focus on how you're going to make it. You'll put yourself, you'll spiral into a state of fear, and some people anger and then the desire sets in. This is the frequency chart. It's anger, fear, desire, and then that's when you fuck up. In the states of anger, fear, and desire, that's when the self-sabotaging behavior comes in. Because you're like, why do I self-sabotage? It's nasty right there. I got there today about a situation that was going on in my life, and I completely lost it for like 20 minutes. I had to go work out again. I had to recenter myself. So if you find yourself at the top of the negative frequencies, anger, fear, and desire, what's coming next is self-sabotage. You're going to go overeat, or you're going to do some drugs. You're going to self-sabotage. That's what's going to happen. My form of self-sabotage is I lash out. I start, like, the person who's causing me the problem, I usually yell at, or I just freak out on, because I don't use drugs and I don't overeat, and I can't even eat when I'm actually that angry. But that's what happens with me. But you guys, most people, they're not outwardly aggressive. They're not outwardly negative. They're inwardly negative. So most of you guys would just shit on yourself with negative self-talk and creating these imaginary evils that are crippling to make you not even believe you should move forward. And so in that negative state, you're gonna self-sabotage. The only way to get around this is right when you get in that state of anger or fear or desire, you need to flip your mindset positive. And you just get yourself even to a state of neutrality, which is, I'm not going to make any moves right now. I'm just going to go work out. This is going to fix this. And no, it'll fix it. And then when you go work out, what is working out? That's self-love. The highest form of love is self-love. It's unconditional. You need to love yourself before you ever love anybody else. The whole thing is you can't give what you don't have. How the fuck are you going to pour from an empty glass? You have to love yourself fully, and then you can gift it to people. So you get yourself in that state of self-love from the workout. You start to feel better. Then you become grateful. Now you're climbing the frequency chart. Once you're in a grateful state, you'll always go shine on others. Grateful people remind people of being grateful of their one life all the time without even trying. And when you get to this grateful place, you know everything's going to work out. And if you keep bringing yourself there day after day after day after day, you just end up living as a high frequency individual and manifesting the life you want. But it wasn't manifestation. It was direct daily actions that created an individual. And then that individual shifted his perception of the world around him. Once he shifted his perception, he was able to go do any job at the highest level, even if he was delusional about it. I'm going to fucking SpaceX to Mars, motherfucker. Like, the craziest shit goes down when you have zero fucking fear, zero desire, and zero doubt, and you just show up each day as a blank slate, knowing you have to lift yourself with the work. I love you guys. Stay focused. Don't ever worry about anything that has to go down financially. Create the best you, and you will excel at any path you choose. Make sure you choose a path with no cap if financial resources are very fucking important to you. But the whole point behind this is, the second you feel that fear arise, the second you have those desires becoming massively prominent, the second you feel that anger, you are about to self-sabotage. This is the sign. You need to go get to work now. The two things that work is, one, peak physical performance, just murdering a workout. And two, becoming the source of what you seek. This is what AA even teaches. I stumbled across this through one single quote from Tesla that said, if you want to master the universe and understand the secrets of the universe, you have to understand energy, frequency, and vibration. And when you do, you'll understand everything. I read that one quote, and then I saw the frequency chart, and I pieced all this together. You guys can too. It's not beyond you. Just do the work I tell you to do. Wake up early, work out every day, drop the drugs and alcohol, track your macros, stay in a caloric deficit, really have it change your body through sacrifice, and read something positive each day. Don't read like a fucking marathon or a chore. Just get one gem that you can lock in your mind each day. I love you guys. Let's go!